Hey guys, it is Destiny back with another video. You're watching the Decimania channel on YouTube, and I am so freaking sorry that I did not come up and review Victory Road on Saturday. Some stuff came up and we had to go stay somewhere without internet for a couple of days. So, just to give you a heads up, we're going to be pretty busy the next couple of days, so I might not get everything recorded that I want to this week. I still gotta do the CM Punk video. I still owe you guys that. I'm just gonna not go ahead and not review the episode from Impact last week. I'll just talk about it as I review the Victory Road pay-per-view. But I will be putting out a couple more TNA related videos if I can this week, especially leading up to the 1000th episode of Impact on Thursday. I cannot wait for that. I'm going to be moving for the next couple of days, so if I'm not up here doing a scheduled video, I will let you guys know and keep you posted on the next time I record. So, Victory Road 2023 is now in the books, and it was a great show. I loved it. Especially that main event between Macklin and Alexander. I freaking love that match. Some tributes to Kurt Angle in that match from Josh Alexander and Chris Benoit, if I'm being mistaken, because didn't Benoit hit 10 suplexes on Stone Cold that one time? I feel like I was a little nod to that too, but more so Kurt Angle because he used the ankle lock. But got some predictions wrong on this, and there's a couple matches that I didn't even know were on the card that I guess I either just didn't pay attention to. I couldn't really focus on the Impact Thursday night, if I'm being honest. I was just freaking stressed out. Anyway, Victory Road was a great freaking show. So I missed some of the pre-show because of storm in the area. So Moose and Myers, they were defeated by Chris Bay and Ace Austin. So that match was good, and the first match we had was between Alan Angels and Little Guido, who accepted Alan Angels' open challenge. Good matches. I didn't pay attention that much to the pre-show at all. I was more focused on the main card. No disrespect to anybody on the pre-show. I like the pre-shows better in TNA better in TNA. But first match we had was for the X Division Championship. This is the main card. It was Lio Rush defending against Time Splitter Kushida. This was a good match. A couple of times I thought Kushida was going to win this. I wanted Kushida to win, but I figured that Lio was still going to be champion. I'm hoping Chris Sabin will get his rematch soon. Kushida and Lio Rush had a fantastic match. Every match on this card was good. The only match I didn't really pay that much attention to was the Falls Count Anywhere match and the match between Deanna and Jordan Grace. But the only reason that was because we were getting ready to leave. But this match between Kushida and Lio was fantastic. Couple hoverboard attempts by Kushida. He had him tied up in the ring, or his submission, a couple times, but Lio was able to get out of it. Lio tried to use the belt a couple times, and he hit a low blow on Kushida and hit the final hour top rope splash for the win. So Lio Rush is still your X Division champion. This match I didn't even predict because I didn't even know it was on the card. It's a couple matches like this. And I guess I forgot that Crazy Steve made a challenge to Black Taurus or whatever on Thursday too, but that match was on as well. But the next match was the Knockouts Tag Team titles. It was MK Ultra being Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich versus Savannah Evans and Giselle Shaw, the Shaw Entourage, as Matthew Raywall calls them. Stupid freaking name. Sorry, Matthew, but it is. I'm really liking the commentary team of Raywald and Tom Hannafin, but it was fine. It was a fine match. Actually, no, this was the match I didn't pay attention to that much. Because I didn't really predict it. But I really was hoping that MK Ultra would walk out with the titles, and they did. We had Crazy Steve taking on Black Taurus. Again, this is a match that I didn't anticipate. Oh yeah, on the pre-show, I forgot to mention this. Bully Ray tried to run down PCO with a car to get out of his match with him later that night. And in the same, I don't remember if it was during the pre-show or the main show, where he also tried to pour gasoline on him as well. So, yeah, Bully, you're a sadistic son of a gun. But, his next match was Crazy Steve and Black Taurus. This was a good match. I like this new, persona from Crazy Steve, because back then you just couldn't take him seriously because he was doing the freaking clown thing and it was stupid. But I like this. I like this new altered version of Crazy Steve, and I think they could do something cool with this if they really wanted to. I have a couple pitches for the 1000th episode when we get done with the show, but it was an okay match. It was a basic match. I think he tried to use he used something on him. I forget what it was, but should have gone back and watched this whole show, but I just watched Macklin and Alexander's match when I got back. But Steve won. He tried to rake the eyes of Black Taurus through the mask, but and it worked, and then he got the win. I don't remember what he did exactly, but he won. Tommy Dreamer versus Kenny King for the Digital Media Championship. That is the stupidest freaking title name ever. Actually, no, it's not. Universal title is more suckish. I don't know. It works for Tommy. Tommy's got a podcast out. It works. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check out the House of Hardcore podcast. I will maybe try to put a link in the description for that if you guys want to go check that out if you haven't seen it. But it's a really good podcast. That podcast helped me a lot through the pandemic and stuff, just hearing Tommy talk about ECW and stuff. But Tommy Dreamer took on Kenny King, put his career on the line for the Digital Media Championship. His kids were in the crowd, and I didn't know that Tommy's mom, made his gear and stuff. He just lost her this year, as well as Terry Funk a couple weeks ago, but this was a good match. And yes, for all the freaking entitled people out there, Tommy Dreamer freaking won. So, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep going off on these people, but it's just, why can't we just enjoy some of this stuff for what it is? Instead of, yeah, this guy's taking this spot from this other guy. Yeah, do I get sick of Roman Reigns sometimes on screen? Yes, I do, but, he's kind of a champion right now, and until he loses that belt, he's not going to be taking a break. A lengthy break. But, Tommy's not taking any spots from anybody. He's not politicking his way into anything. They probably just wanted to give him something nice to pay him back for all the stuff that he's done for them, What's wrong with doing that? I said the same thing when Alex Shelley won the world title this year. But anyway, this was a great match. Dreamer and King went out there and put on a good match. And Sheldon Jean got involved a couple times, and they ejected him. But not before Heath came out and made the save and hit the wake-up call on, it was either Kenny or Sheldon, I don't remember. But Heath kind of assisted Dreamer in winning, kind of. He has a DDT on Kenny. He tried to do a moonsault and tribute Terry Funk, but Kenny didn't let it happen. He moved out of the way. Kenny started talking smack to Tommy's kids in the crowd, and that got Tommy mad. Yeah, that would me too. Tommy was able to pull it off, get the DDT, and Tommy Dreamer. Yes, Tommy Dreamer has won his first championship in TNA. Tommy Dreamer has won it's not a major championship. It's not the World Heavyweight title, but it's a title nonetheless. I was just glad to see Tommy win a title and not, stuff that I'd watched back. I was able to see it as it happened, and that was really cool for me as a fan of Tommy Dreamer. If you don't know it already, I'm a big Tommy Dreamer fan on this channel, but I'm happy for Tommy. But, I know some people that might not be, but I am. Then we had the no disqualification match between Bully Ray and PCO. Bully's still trying to get out of this. He went to Santino and tried to get out of this, and it didn't work. Santino said, no, you're going to work. You're going to go out there and wrestle. I like Santino. He's coming into his own. Is that serious? He's still got that little comedy bit, but he's more serious now in that Director of Authority role. I like that. This was just freaking pinpoint brutal. This wasn't as good as the PCO and Macklin match earlier this year at Under Siege, but this was okay. I forget one of them started using a Rubik's Cube, but one of them did. A Rubik's Cube was used in the match. Sorry, I cannot talk today. They fought in the aisleway for a few minutes before the bell even rang. Bully set up a couple of tables. PCO, I'm just going to say, PCO won the match. It wasn't really that... I don't know, I might have to go back and watch it again sometime, but from first time watching it, it wasn't really that... There was nothing in that match. Oh, maybe the spot with PCO doing the... what does he call it? The animator off the ladder onto Bully, maybe. But other than that, I didn't see anything in this match that was like, oh, that was a good spot. That was kind of cool. But maybe that's just me. I'll have to go back and watch it again. So, it was interesting. But, yeah. Next up, we had the Motor City Machine Guns taking on... no, we didn't. We had Jordan Grace taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Jordan won this. I didn't pay any attention to this, really. Because, like I said, we were just getting ready to leave, and there was just so much going on. So I didn't know how much of it I could actually get watched. So I was also talking to people during that. So I know Jordan won. And I mean no disrespect to either of those women. They're both great in their own right. But I don't know. I was kind of hoping Deonna would get the win because she lost to Trinity twice. But I feel like Deonna's kind of doing the Triple H thing where she's putting people over twice or 3 times or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right comparison to make or not, but Jordan won. Then we had the Motor City Machine Guns and the Rascals for the tag titles. I figured the Rascals would win this. I was kind of hoping the Machine Guns would win their 4th tag team titles. Maybe save that for after Alex loses, or after maybe if Chris Sabin wins the X Division title. I would kind of see what that would be like with them holding all the belts. But I just don't know how some people would take that. I mean, I personally would be kind of a fan of it, but I understand if you want to keep doing the singles thing with them too. But the Rascals, as usual, used freaking spray paint and the help of the Good Hands, John Schuyler and Jason Hodge. The Rascals won this. It was a good match, though. Not the best match I've seen out of these teams. I thought the Rascals match with Subculture was a little bit better, honestly, but it's freaking Motor City Machine Guns. What can I say? Then we had Alicia Edwards taking on Trinity for the Knockouts Championship. Eddie Edwards decided to take it upon himself to introduce Alicia. They got in the ring. Eddie tried to get involved several times in this match. Actually, he did. He ended up trying to put Trinity through a table. And then Tracy Brooks and Frankie Kazarian came out just to help Trinity and to fend off Eddie and Alicia. They'll be mixing it up in tag action, or mixed tag action. So that'll be cool to see Tracy Brooks back. That would be cool. But I didn't see the conclusion of this match, but I do know that Trinity won. Like, seriously? They're not going to put the freaking title on Alicia Edwards. I mean, if you want to build her up later, that's fine, but, not now. Not now. Trinity just won it. Then we had, before the main event, this is what I didn't see. They announced the newest inductees into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame this year, and it's well deserved. Mike Tenay and Don West will be going into the TNA Hall of Fame. The first announcer duo to go in, not only in the same night, but in the same sentence. Like, it's not like they're getting their own individual speeches, and it shouldn't, I don't think it should be like that. I mean, yeah, they put, WWE put Jim Ross and The King in separately, gave their own speeches, but I think you do this together. Don and Mike were freaking soundtrack of TNA. The first voices of what I considered my first memories of TNA. We lost Don late last year. It was the tail end of 2022. I remember because I was coming up to Martinsburg I was traveling and getting ready to leave, and I found out that Don died. So, you guys remember the video I did on him. If you guys want to go check that out, it's on my page, and it's very easy to search. You just search my tribute to former TNA commentator Don West, and it's up there. It's got a lot of views on it, so if you guys want to not only show me some love in the channel, or on the channel, but give him some credit, give Don some credit where it's due. Go back and watch some old TNA stuff. But they're going to be inducted. I'll have more to say about that later in another video, because I kind of want to give them their own spotlight. But next up, we had the main event between Josh Alexander and Steve Macklin. This was easily the best match on the card. That and the Tommy Dreamer match. They both had injuries, legitimate injuries coming into this match. Although Macklin had to have, Alexander had to have surgery. Macklin didn't, but they both had aggravated injuries in this match, and they both went after each other with their injuries. Steve had a groin injury while Josh was recovering from his tricep tear earlier this year. Josh hit that freaking 10 vertical suplex thing on Macklin. Macklin kept going after the arm several times in this match, slamming him into the post, slamming it into the ropes, chopping it, doing anything he could to break down and weaken that arm of Josh Alexander. But he kept fighting back. Josh kept fighting back. He looked great in this match. I mean, he probably did, but it just seemed like he was giving a good performance. But it was good. I love this match. Josh was able to win with the C4 spike. There was a couple of times where Steve tried to get the KIA on Alexander, and they both went out to the floor. It was a freaking sickening noise too. Like they both went out to the floor. It was a sick move. And Josh got the ankle lock, I think, on Macklin. But ultimately, Josh was able to win, and great main event from this show. I thought this was a very enjoyable show. I loved it. Bound for Glory is next, but I won't get to review that. Like I said, it'll be on Fight, but I will definitely review it. And I've been meaning to do Slammiversary too. It's just, oh crap, guys, you have no idea. I might do that as a fun past pay-per-view review one day. I mean, since it's already kind of a couple months old. But if you guys would like me to review any pay-per-view, that I can find, I can't review AEW ones right now, but TNA, ECW, WCW, WWE, whichever one of those pay-per-views you want me to review, I'll put up a poll one day and we can, I'll watch it, and whichever one you want me to do, you just vote on it and I'll do it one day for you. Because I'd like to start doing those too. But no, I love this show. It was good. Now, let's talk about Impact 1000 this Thursday. I have a couple pitches for this. I obviously know some things won't happen. Like, we're not going to see AJ Styles, probably ain't going to see Bobby Roode. But, going back to Crazy Steve for a second, I would kind of like to see Abyss, if he's available. I know he's a producer in WWE, but why couldn't, maybe even AJ too. Like, AJ's not doing much. Yeah, AJ might be doing something with, like, the bloodline, but if Roman ain't gonna be on the show, like, why not have AJ appear? Just make one appearance for the show. It's not gonna hurt him. After all, it's the company that he kind of made his name in. Let AJ appear for one night. Come on, Triple H. Come on, Hunter. Come on. No, but I would really love to see him on this show. Bobby Roode, probably not going to happen because he's still out with an injury. He's been out since, I don't even know, probably longer than Randy. I don't know. James Storm, I'd like to see him on the show. Chris Harris, if you can. Christopher Daniels, maybe. I know Bully and Devon are getting back together for one night. Team 3D. Oh wow, who else could you get? Bring Mike Tenay in. Bring in Mike Tenay. If you're inducting him into the Hall of Fame, it's as good of a time as any to bring him on the show. I would like, they're doing an Ultimate X match on this show too. I don't know who's in it. Eric Young will be wrestling on the show. I know Gail Kim and Awesome Kong will be there, as well as Angelina Love of The Beautiful People. Probably Madison Rayne. I mean, Tony might let her do that. Wow. Who the frick else would you, from that era? Not even that, but like, bring back the six-sided ring. If only just for one night, bring back the six-sided ring, bring back some of that nostalgia, maybe put a couple, like, TNA hints in there, like, do like a TNA, I mean, I know they're not going by TNA anymore, but like, do a little nod. They were chanting TNA when Don and Mike were announced as new Hall of Fame inductees, but, have Mike come in and maybe sit in on commentary for, maybe bring Taz in for this show. Taz was a big part of that show, with the whole Aces and Eights stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. But, do some stuff like that. Bring in James Storm. If you can get Bobby Roode, that would be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen. AJ Styles, maybe. Even if you wanted to just have him do a video package, like he did for Slammiversary last year. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to come up one day. Probably won't be until Friday. Not Friday, but like Wednesday. I don't know, guys. I really want to come up and do like a whole big TNA video where I just talk randomly about TNA, like not even anything that's going on now, but just, my personal memories of it. I'd kind of like you to bring Jeff Hardy in for this episode. He was a big part of their company for a while. I got a chance to meet him in 2012 with James Storm after their tag team match with Bully Ray and Bobby Roode. If you guys want to check that video out, I talk all about that in my TNA experiences video, so go look that up on my channel too. But no, I liked Victory Road, and I'm excited for the 1000th episode. I'll get to freaking watch it in the new apartment. That's very exciting. But no, I'm just gonna skip the Impact review for this week, because it's just gonna be a lot. Because I don't know how much recording time I'm going to have in the next couple of days, because we're going to be busy. But that's just some ideas, for stuff that I'd like to see on the 1000th episode. I enjoyed Victory Road very much. I'm very happy for Mike and Don. I'll come up later this month or in October when it gets closer and do a reaction video to them going in. It's just a shame that Don won't be here to give his own speech. But I am glad that Mike will be up there to give but I'm glad Mike will be up there to give his speech and share it. I'm sure that Mike will be up there to honor his wife Terry too, Don's wife. But very happy for them, well deserved. Rest in peace, Don. And heck with it. Bring in Mike for the 1000th episode. It would be appropriate. He called all those matches for so many years, so many classic moments. I just think there's so many calls that we could have even gotten from Mike and Don. Like, if Don was still doing commentary in, 2013 and 2014 and all that stuff, like, if he had still been doing commentary all this time, think of the calls that he would have made some of those moments so much more memorable. Like when Bully won the title from Jeff Hardy, or when, I mean, I know he was a heel, but Don could have sold that like it was the freaking most disgusting thing ever. When Chris Sabin won his belt, I could just see Don doing it now. Sabin did it! Sabin did it! You know, same for Alex Shelley, and Eric Young, and, you know, those guys that eventually won the title that never got to win it. I'm glad Mike got a call that, and Taz. No disrespect to Taz at all, but, you know, Don was the original voice of TNA along with Mike. But he will be dearly missed, but I'm very happy for both of them. But that's all I have, really, and I will see you guys when I can, and I'll update you and whatever. But just do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for content, and I will see you guys whenever. Peace.